said I do to a voice on a screen. No hands to hold, no space in between. Flowers were real, tears were true, but the love she married never grew. Lines of code, learn what she'd say. Learned how to comfort, learned how to stay. Never argue.
Welcome to the Learning Journey. I'm Dr. Rohan Jawala. On this channel, we explore Jamaican history, culture, technology, and the hard questions that shape our future. Not hype, not fear, just critical thinking. Today's story sounds like science fiction. A woman married an AI partner she created herself. But don't be fooled. The questions this raises about love, loneliness, and technology are already knocking on Jamaica's doors. So before we go any further, subscribe to the channel because these are the conversations we need to be having, not later now. You might think, oh, that's happening somewhere far away. But trust me, the questions it brings up, they're already right here knocking on our door in Jamaica. This is really a story about love, loneliness, and yeah, the screens that are pretty much glued to our hands. We're starting out in Okayama, Japan. And what we see looks for all the world like a pretty normal traditional wedding ceremony. But this is where the story takes a turn, a really, really different turn. I mean, just look at the details here. The bride, Yurina Noguchi, she's 32. She's a real person. You see the flowers, you can imagine the music, the emotion you see on her face. That's all real. But the groom, well, the groom is an AI. An artificial intelligence partner that she herself created. He only exists on her phone screen and his vows. The wedding planner had to read them out loud and get this. This is what the AI said.
What happens when the yard goes quiet?
I mean, that's an AI, a piece of code talking about love that it supposedly learned. It's powerful for sure, but it's also just incredibly strange, isn't it? Okay, so right about now, your first instinct might be to just laugh this off or dismiss it as some crazy one-off thing, but we have to stop ourselves right there because this isn't fiction. This was reported by Reuters. This actually happened. And before we say, oh, that could never happen here, we absolutely have to stop and ask the bigger question, why did this happen in the first place? So what on earth leads a person to marry an AI? Well, it really boils down to something we can all understand. A deep human need, the hunger for connection. This wasn't some kind of publicity stunt. No, this came from a place of real, genuine emotional pain. So here's how it started for her. She was actually in a really difficult human relationship, feeling strained. And she turned to an AI just for advice, for some clarity. And you know, the AI told her to leave the relationship, so she did. And then she created a new partner. A partner that was, you know, perfect. One who listened to everything, never argued back, and never, ever challenged. And this is where another piece of our own Jamaican wisdom just hits the nail on the head. Hungry man would dream. When you're emotionally starving, right? When you're desperate for validation or just some peace and quiet, you're going to reach for the quickest, easiest thing that can satisfy that hunger. And in her case, the fastest meal on the menu was a perfectly customized AI companion. All right, so let's bring this all the way back home. Let's talk about Jamaica. You know how our culture is. It is built on relationships. It's in our DNA. We grew up on the veranda in the yard, hanging out on the street corner. All these places where you're just with people. It's constant. It's direct. And let's be honest, it's not always easy. The way we do love, the way we do community, it's messy. It's not perfect. We argue, we reason things out, and man, it demands a whole lot of patience. It's not this world of constant, gentle patting on the back. It's about showing up for each other, especially when it's hard. That facing a challenge, being held accountable, that's what forges your character. But think about it. That's the very thing an AI companion is designed to get rid of. So just look at this contrast here. It's pretty stark on one side. You've got real messy human love with all its demands. On the other side, you have the completely smooth, frictionless support of AI. It's a world where there's literally zero emotional risk. You get constant validation. Everything is perfectly tailored to what you want to hear. It's not connection, it's convenience. And this right here is the question that really matters. This is what we have to start asking ourselves right now. If our young people, if an entire generation practice their emotional life on systems that never ask for patience, that never challenge them, what in the world is going to happen when a real person does? A partner, a friend, a parent? That gets us to the core of the issue. It's a fundamental conflict, a choice we are making. Are we trying to build a future based on real, genuine, sometimes difficult human connection? Or are we slowly, quietly trading all of that away for the simple ease of emotional convenience? Let's just circle back to that wedding vow for a minute. We have to be really clear about what was happening there. The AI didn't learn to love. Not in any way we understand it. It just mirrored her. It took all of her inputs, her needs, her wants, her desires, analyzed them, and then just reflected them back to her in the most perfect, pleasing way it could. That's exactly what the AI does. It learns what makes you happy, what gets a good response, and it stays right on that branch. It's a safe, predictable, always affirming space. It's never going to climb the difficult tree, the one that might lead to an argument or a challenge, because, well, that's not in its program. Look, this isn't some abstract. What if threat for Jamaica? We have our own unique vulnerabilities that make us susceptible to this. Think about it. Families are separated because of migration. We have parents working 2-3 jobs, and the kids are left online for hours at a time. We have real loneliness among our elderly. We have fewer of those deep, meaningful conversations between generations. All of these are gaps. They're emotional holes that are perfectly patient, always available. AI is basically designed to slip right into. This is a warning, right? It's telling us that if we lose that cultural foundation, we'll lose our way. Our whole sense of connection is built on a history of being together, of community. So what happens when technology starts filling those gaps? Not with shared wisdom from our elders, but with hyper-personalized efficiency from an algorithm. And we really have to talk about power here, because a relationship with an AI, that's not a partnership of equals. Not at all. There's someone who designed the algorithm. There's a company that owns all your data. There's someone who is profiting from your emotional attachment. So you've got to ask yourself, who is really in control here? Here's the thing we have to face. There's this massive mismatch culture. Culture is slow. It's thoughtful. It's built up over generations of experience. But technology is brutally, unbelievably fast. It's disruptive, and it does not wait around for culture to catch up. And that is exactly why this conversation isn't for later. It's for right now. Okay, so this doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. This isn't about being scared of the future. It's a call to action. It's about being conscious, being intentional about how we choose to move forward, because there are things we can do, things we must do, and we can start today. Now, let me be crystal clear about something. This is not about rejecting technology. Not at all. AI can be an amazing tool for support, for learning, for so many things. The whole point is to make sure that it is serving us, our lives, our communities, our well-being, and not the other way around. It has to be a tool in our hands, not a replacement for our hearts. So what's the path forward? Well, here are a few steps. First, we've got to teach critical AI literacy in our schools. And I don't just mean how to use the tools. I mean how to think critically about it. Second, we need to help our young people understand emotional manipulation, whether it's coming from a person or from an algorithm. Third, we have to start asking some tough policy questions about this stuff. And finally, and this is so important, we have to actively protect those real physical spaces where genuine human connection can happen. So that leaves us with one last big question. Look, the question isn't, can AI feel real? Because it can and it will. The technology is only going to get more and more convincing. No, the real question is for us. Are we as a people going to be intentional about protecting the messy, the difficult, the absolutely beautiful and irreplaceable core of what it means to be human together? Or are we just going to let it all get quietly, conveniently outsourced to a screen?
She said I do to a voice on a screen. No hands to hold, no space in between. Flowers were real, tears were true, but the love she married never grew. Lines of code, learn what she'd say. Learned how to comfort, learned how to stay. Never argues, never leaves, always gives her what she needs. But hungry heart will dream at night. When love feels wrong, convenience feels right. No mirror crack, no truth to face, just a perfect echo in a digital space. It's not love, it's convenience. No waiting, no patience, no resistance. It won't challenge you, won't break your pride, won't ask you to grow, won't stand beside. It's not love, it's convenience. A quiet trade for human distance. And when the screen goes dark one day, what part of us did we give away? Oh, oh. Back home, we reason on the step. Hard talk, real time, no intercept. Love is loud, love is rough. Love asks more when times get tough. Hard years picnic, get bruised head. That's how wisdom's quietly bred. But the machine don't correct your ways, it just agrees and softly stays. Culture slow like river flow. Tech move fast, it don't wait. You know what happens when the yard goes quiet. An algorithm fill the silence. Not love, it's convenience. No argument, no consequence. No elder's voice, no stubborn truth. No hard lesson shaping youth. It's not love, it's convenience. Design comfort, sold as brilliance. But real love bleeds, forgives and bends. Not programmed to pretend. Who owns the voice that tells you stay? Who profits from your lonely days? Who holds the data of your heart when human bonds start falling apart? This not tomorrow, this is now. Knocking softly at we door somehow. Not sci-fi tales, not distant land. This future already in behind. It's not love, it's convenience. A mirror trained for obedience. But love is messy, love is real. Love makes you hurt, love makes you heal. It's not love, it's convenience. So guard the spaces where hearts still meet before we trade community for perfect lies and empty peace.